Morning folks, it's vlog time again. So it's Wednesday morning, it's October, the sun's out. As you might be able to see, I've got a passenger with me today. I've had to go and pick up a couple of things. You'll have to come and sit down. Sit down. That's it. I've had to go and pick up a couple of things. Just head up to the venue now. And short while we'll get up there. Right, that's better, that gets us off the road a bit. So one of the jobs I'm going to do is get the pallets unloaded from the top of the car. But before I do that, there's somebody here with us. This is Bella. I do you want to come and say hello? Who's this in the camera? Hey, come and say hello. Who's this? What's that? So that's Bella. She belongs to my in-laws. Unfortunately, they've got to go to a funeral this morning, so she's up here with me. So first things first, we'll get her taken for a bit of a walk because she's been sat in a car. Extreme jump cut. It's now Thursday. Yesterday, you may have noticed I had a small doggy with me. That I was also messing about with these, and it made it a little bit difficult to film, so I didn't get a lot of stuff done yesterday. So these three are up now. I've just been and closed the gate. I've had to have some more manpower to help me out with these because frankly I got two up, but the last one was super heavy, so I had to call in the support team. Anyway, that's up now. I'm just going to tidy it up. Okay, so I've tidied up the poles a little bit. Obviously this is kind of stage one of what's probably a 10-stage build for this takeoff ramp, but you really don't get to appreciate it until you get up to the top. So let's get you a look off the top. So to be honest, really, you don't get a proper feel for how the jump's going to be. Even though the tranny's really mellow, it's more of a fly off than an actual kick and a jump. You don't really get a proper appreciation for it until you get up here, up on the top of it, and kind of look down. And I suppose this is the reason for building the takeoff first before I make a decision on where the landing needs to go, because it's from up here where you really get to have a look at it. I'll turn you around and let you have a look. So although there's a lot more work to do on putting the braces in and the actual surfacing for the takeoff ramp, really up here there's also the hard work to do with thinking about that landing as well. So still a lot to think about. Tell you what I'm going to do, I'm going to have a fiddle with the positioning of that landing, and we'll have another look and see what it looks like. Right at the moment, before sort of sleeping on it and having a think about it, the temptation is to put the landing around here. I don't know if you can see, but it's kind of at sort of stomach height. It's to that, the line of the landing is 17 feet. Then you can go sort of mid landing is 25, 30, up to 35 feet. But with the way that the land slopes down, if you shot it to 40, 45, it's still on a downward slope, so that you're still not landing to flat. Let's have a look from up above. It's confession time then. I've been sat up here for the past sort of 10 minutes deliberating on this, and I don't know if you can see behind me. I'll just pass you down that sort of direction. I don't know if you can see down there, but that's the bottom of the ramp, or the takeoff of the ramp, which sits at I'm 5'11", so it's just about 5 inches above me. It's well over 6 foot. And that marked on the floor there where the white tape is now, I don't know if you can see that, and the two white crosses on the trees, that is at 12 feet. Now, the thing that's difficult about that is 12 feet's the same size as that gap over there. I fly that every time, no probs. But looking at this from stood way up here, 12 feet kind of feels about right, confidence wise. you don't know if you can still see, I don't know if this is going to show up on GoPro, you can still see where like the 25-foot marker is, but there's a part of me that feels that I'd be more confident flying 25 if I knew that I only had to make a bare minimum of 12 to get over there. I mean, the 25 is twice as far away. I don't know, this is a bit of a tricky one. This could take a bit of deliberation. The other side of it is where the two white crosses are on those trees down there. If I was to bring the landing back to 12, then that would allow me to tie into these two trees to bring the landing platform down. And then there's another part of me that's like, God damn it, get your pussy ass over that ramp! And I don't know why I'm being all, ooh, I don't know, it feels a bit weird. I don't know. It just, when you're up here, 12 foot still looks a long way away, which is a real head melter, because that one over there is only 12 and clear it every time. I know I've spoke to some of you in the past before about these kind of things are all head games, and right now it's playing a massive head game with me. In order to kind of contextualise it, you really kind of need to see it from the side. Now, on this view, from sideways on, the 12 feet distance, it really doesn't look anything at all. It is 12 foot bottom to bottom, so I appreciate that from takeoff to kind of landing, if I put a tape on there, it's probably going to be around 14 or so. But yeah, it doesn't look that far at all, and it's a bit tricky, because obviously off such a large ramp, you know, you're gonna imagine that you're gonna be flying it a lot further, but there's that sort of underlying comfort that you've only actually really got to make 12, and you can send it on. I mean, there's a hell of a lot of landing area. You can send it on a lot further if you want to. Anyway, hit us up in the comments section about what your thoughts are on that. I think I'm going to have to give it some serious thought. Now I've got to the point of second guessing myself. I should add really that technically speaking, all this area in here is still usable for landing too. I'll clean all it out, and I don't know if you can see where the white lines come down from where the tip edge of the landing is, but it all comes down, and GoPro doesn't show this particularly well, but it all comes down at the same kind of gradient, so you could fly it right down here. There's plenty of room. Does that mean that I bring it all a little bit forward? I don't know. Still battling with that one. Right, well, next thing is getting up to date with some dates. We've got the kids' half term coming up, so we're going to do some opening dates first. I've had to write them down to keep me going. So from this Saturday, which is the 22nd, we're going to be open right the way through to Thursday the 27th. So that's Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, right the way through for the half term. And then on the Friday the 28th, I'm going to close. Now, I've mentioned in previous videos that I've got some essential maintenance that I need to get on with, and some stuff that I need to sort out. So we'll be closed from Friday the 28th, which basically means that means we won't be open for the weekends of the 29th and 30th, the 5th and 6th of November, or the 12th and 13th of November. But we will then reopen on Saturday the 19th of November and go back to normal. I say go back to normal. Hopefully, I'd like to get sorted with these Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday openings. I know I've spoke about them in the past, excuse me, but they're not actually that easy to sort out as I hope they would be. But that's the goal, from getting back and reopening on Saturday 19th of November. Hopefully I'll be able to then get sorted out from there and do the 4-day weekends. What I will do though is, because I can barely remember all of this malarkey, is I'll do a Facebook post about it so that it's up there on the front of the page, and it's easier to have as a reference. But for now, thanks very much for your time, and I'll see you soon.